Welcome to the podcast. Title Talk with Corey. Now streaming. Stand by.
In T-minus 60 seconds.
All right, here we go. 11 a.m. Today is April 15th. Welcome to the podcast for real estate agents throughout Southern California, also the nation. This Title Talk with Corey, streaming live today with special guest, the amazing Jorge Mesa. Let's go, brother.
Good morning. How are you, Corey?
Good morning. Stand by, stand by.
Sooner or later, they'll see why I see why I got the realest flow. Son of the dark, but I still got the illest flow. And it's ironic to me how a chronic MC can trap me before we drop the chronic CD. You see, it all started in the CPT.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
There we go. Well, good morning, Jorge. Thank
Good
you
morning.
for joining me today, man. It's a pleasure to have you on. I consider you a great mentor, a great leader, someone who comes to the table with a ton of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge. And so I'm proud to introduce you today to everybody. If you haven't already heard of Jorge Mesa, this is one of the greatest title gurus in the business, a leader in the industry. No, it's true, man. It's true. Come on. And you are a lot of people. You're a sought after speaker, and so I'm glad to have you on today. Thank you. What's going on with you today?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Corey.
a
I love the setup. The only thing I don't like is that music. I'm too
Hey.
old for that music.
Hey, do you know who that is, man? So I'll give you a
Not a
little
clue.
background. That tune actually was written by me, and it was not. It's not like my type of music, right? But what it was my son is a recording artist. That's actually the rapper on that record is actually Dr. Dre. That's his son and my son together.
And I'm
So-
assuming Dr. Dre's famous, right? That's how much
Oh,
I
yeah,
know about
you know
that
what?
music.
Have you heard of Beats? The headphones Beats.
Yes.
Okay, so he's the founder of Beats, but
Ah,
he's also he's a huge legendary rapper here on the West Coast. But not just a rapper. I mean, he's a huge mogul producer. I mean, multi-platinum, winning producer. But anyways, his son did that record with my son a few years back, and we hadn't used the record for anything, and so I said, it's called "I Got the World on My Mind." So I put it on. Now it's kind of the theme track to the.
I
to
love
the,
it now. I love it.
To the podcast. Hey, well, there's the story, man. So I could see you have a huge selection of some fine liquors behind you. It looks like.
Oof. Yes, I have a little obsession with bottles, and as you know, watches too.
Yes, I do. No, I do. I have my own little collection. It's not as elaborate, but yeah, man, we have to live. We have to enjoy this journey. Now, I know you. You're one of the hardest working dudes in the game, and I know this because I get texts from you at 4 a.m. This is like your afternoon already, 11 a.m. This is like your middle of the day, right?
Yes, you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you get up early. Do you have a routine? Is there like
I'm a structured guy. Everything is a routine for me. Everything, it's a routine. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I get to the office around 4:30 in the morning, and from 4:30 to 9 o'clock, there's no phone calls. There's nothing. It's quiet. It's nice. So I can do a lot. I do a lot of work between those hours. And
That
like
makes
I said,
sense,
I'm a very structured guy. I don't change my routine for nothing.
Yeah, and you don't get like sleepy like late a little bit later in the morning, like because that's early, man. I mean,
Thank
you
God
got
I
your
have
espresso.
double espresso, around 5 of these every day.
Cheers.
And I go to bed at 7:30 at night.
Yeah. Wow. So you go to bed early. I mean,
Super early.
relatively early for me. I mean,
Oh, super early.
I'm kind of the opposite. I get up I get up, Liz, obviously my wife, when she gets up, gets going, I get up because I feel guilty if I'm staying in bed. But then I get going, I have my routine is I get up, I work out every morning. That's kind of what I have to do to fire myself up, and that's it, man. I just, farming. That's kind of what I do, my thing. And I know you do a lot of that, man. That's why I want to have you on, because we have some agents watching that I've been sharing. Hey, I've been, trying to promote those the classes that you're doing, and I want for people to know the value in meeting Jorge Mesa, because you're not just a title person. I mean, you come from the title perspective, but you talk about a lot of great subjects like trusts. There's a lot of great classes that you're giving.
It's all about knowledge. I mean, the more you know as an agent, the more prepared you're going to be. And it's going to show in the field when you go door knocking or do the cold calling, whatever you're doing. It's going to show you really, really know what you're doing. You mentioned a living trust. I mean, just understanding a living trust as an agent, what you need to know when you go and take that listing. I mean, are you talking to the trustee, successor trustee, bennies? I mean, who's in front of you? That's key to know. Making sure that there's no prohibition stopping your sale from happening. So, there's those trainings are, and I'm not a good speaker. I don't think I'm a good speaker.
You know what? I want to stop you right there. You are a good speaker. You are. But listen, here's what I see, man, because you have an amazing ability to connect with people, with agents. And that's really what's important is connecting. So when you speak, you speak in, you use some metaphors, you tell stories, and you're able to really connect with agents. So I disagree with that, Jorge.
I'm a storyteller for sure.
I'm
going to tell you a story about everything. I mean, when we train about divorcees, I always talk about my past collection of ex-wives that I have. So I only have 5. So I'm always using these stories for agents to understand and to remember. Remember the movie Top Gun, Corey?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You remember what's the speed of the plane? Nobody remembers that.
No.
You remember the story, right? But you don't remember how fast he was doing this and that. So that's why storytelling is so key for to train, to explain. That's key.
Yeah. Right. No, because they associate that, with that story, that particular story, and that's kind of, there's a lot of things that are coming to memory. I remember one time you told me, you said, I don't need agents to like me, and you said you want them to need me, right? And there's a lot behind that, because you're always thinking of new, innovative ways to bring value and knowledge to clients, because ultimately, right, what these agents want is they want to make more money, or they want to make money and be successful. Absolutely. That's the bottom line. Right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's what it's all about, and so there's a lot of great, and I get up here weekly, I talk about, we talk about title, the data that we're using, the apps, the programs, the tools, the resources, and all of that. But really, education is key to getting, to staying on top of your game, right? Keep your sword sharpened.
Hey, Corey, you remember To Be or Not to Be? Hamlet? To be or not to be? What's next?
I don't know.
That is the question, right? To be or not
to
be?
Yeah.
Well, that's not really the question for a realtor. For a realtor, is more need to sell, want to sell. Need to sell, want to sell. You need to. We're going to talk about farming. That's the type of farming that your clients that need to go after. Need to sell, want to sell. Which one you want, Corey? Need to sell. There's a need to sell. Yeah. I need to sell. It's not an option anymore. So that's key for realtors to understand the type of farming that they need to target on this crazy market. I started doing title many years ago, and I don't ever recall high prices, high interest. This is very unique. Very, very unique. So now we have to find our niche. The niche is called need to sell. There's a need to sell. Who needs to sell, Corey?
Well, I think, I think going after what I use the term aged absentees, 20, 30 years holding, right? Because we're seeing a lot of sales, and we talked about trusts, right? you kind of see agents will close a deal maybe one or two every couple of months or so, right? But we see closings every day. We see several, 30 to 50 closings a day. So we see it on a more grand, spectrum. So we can see that there are a lot of properties that are held in trust that are being sold. So what does that tell us?
The silver tsunami is approaching. I love that term, silver, because all my hair, the little hair that I have is silver. Silver tsunami is approaching.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. You're right, man. That's exactly what it is, man. You've got a lot of these older, what we call empty nesters, or even in the age absentee owner category, where you have investors who've been holding, people who've held multiple properties, maybe want to close shop now. Hey, retire, sell their assets off. Not everybody's going to leave it in the trust after they pass. Some are going to, make some changes. So it's a great idea to go after those aged absentee owners, 20 plus years of ownership. And there's a lot of other great features, there's a lot of great niches to be targeting. But you're right, man. It's the need to sell era right now.
Yeah, remember, to be or not to be, that's not the question. The real question is, need to sell, want to sell if you're a realtor. That's the real question. And that's what you want to go after, people that they need to sell. Divorcees, another great niche. And, there's a crazy number. This is LA County. There was 2022, there was 53,000 filings of divorces owning a property.
Wow. Really?
53,000 filings owning a house.
That's in the US?
That's in LA County.
LA County? Really?
LA County, my friend. Yes.
Wow. That is crazy. I didn't know that.
And there's how many agents we have? I think it's like 43,000 agents with a license in LA County. So literally, there's a listing for each agent, because people are getting divorced. They need to sell their property. Most likely, their mom is working, dad is working, coming from two incomes into one income. They're not going to be able to afford the house. They need to sell the house. That's another niche that
something's got to happen. Yeah.
Few agents are hitting that niche. Just a few agents.
Right.
They're not easy. I mean, going to somebody who's fighting and there's problems, you can leave the house with maybe half of the listing, because it's going to be co-listing. Husband is going to sell with somebody else. Wife is going to pick another agent.
Right.
So that's why you call it co-listing. But again, I'm from the school that you're eating half of the pie, you're in good shape. You're still eating.
True. Yeah. There's there's a lot of great ways, to even target those through some of the premium features on the title toolbox. You've been you're a master in that area on the title toolbox.
Title toolbox it's just an amazing, and it's not only an app, it's computer based. It's just the whole program is so complete. I mean, I always joke about relationships. It's about love or understanding and communication. And everybody chooses love, right? Oh, it's about love. And I said, no, not really. It's about communication and understanding that that's your farm area. Title Toolbox is going to allow you to understand your farm area, to really go dig into your area and understand what you have in front of you, so you don't get divorced.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get divorced, right, Corey? You don't.
You
want to stay in your area. You want to make sure that you master your area. So that Title Toolbox is just an amazing. And there's nothing on the industry like that. Nobody has that in the industry. And I'm not saying Title Us, because there's other title companies with the same tool. But between Title Toolbox and Pacific Agent One, those are the two greatest apps that I see in the industry.
Mm-hmm. And knowing how to use them, that's what you got to come to us. You got to come to, you got to come to Corey. You got to come to Jorge. Speaking of love, my grandmother, she's gonna turn 90. No, she's gonna be 100 in July, and she used to always say, "You can't live on love, Corey."
She's all right.
I just had to throw that in there.
She's right.
Yeah, she used to tell me. I used to. I was in love with her dog, and so she used to. You have a lot of dogs, and she used to tell me, I said, well, I love her so much. And she would say, well, yeah, if you love her, go buy her some food,
She's a smart lady.
Yeah. So she'll be 100 Shout out to my grandma Angie. Speaking of dogs, I know you're a big dog lover, right? You have several. How many dogs do you have now?
I lost
You're like
one
taking in.
a few months ago, but I have 13 right now.
I'm sorry, 13 dogs.
I rescue
Wow.
dogs. My dogs are not
Oh,
pretty. Pretty much, I rescue the ugly ones, the ones that nobody wants. That's what I try to
man, that's
rescue.
awesome. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Now, do all these dogs do they live in the house, or are they just kind of in and out, or
No,
just curious?
they're with us. I have
Yeah, we have one dog.
I have a guest house that I turn into a dog house. Literally,
Oh,
that's
really?
what we rescue the dogs.
Dang. So they have their own house.
Pretty much
Wow.
with AC, TV, radio, the whole thing.
That's hilarious. We have a 3.5-year-old. We're Liz and I are the grandparents. This is my son's dog, Apollo. He's a 3.5-year-old Brittany, and this weekend my son asked me if I could go with him because they do a lot of hiking up in the mountains every week, at least 2 or 3 times a week. And so he took him over the weekend to do rattlesnake training. Have you heard that? Do you do a lot hiking outdoors like that?
No.
So
No
this dog is a hunting dog. So he's got a really, really strong nose. And so we do these games around the house where like I'll hide like my slipper or hat or something. And then I put him in the bathroom, and then he comes out immediately. He knows I put the scent on him, and then I put him in the bathroom, and then we hide it. He comes out, and man, he goes and he'll find it. He will not deviate, man. He's so focused on finding that item. Like, it's crazy. So this weekend we took him out to a facility out in the desert. And what they do is they put the scent on him, the rattlesnake skin, and they got these rattlers, and they put them on a trail, right? And they muzzle their snouts so they can't bite. They'll strike, but they can't bite him. They put him on the field, and then he comes. The trainer has him on a leash. He gets close to the rattlesnake. My dog, for some reason, did not pick up on him right away on the snake, and then all of a sudden he came up on him, man, and the rattler struck on him. And what they do is they actually put a little e-collar on him, and they give him a little shock, when he gets close to that snake, and then he yelled, and he only needed that like one time, man, and he instantly learned that smell, that scent. They also use a rattler sound when they have like a little speaker out there, and so he learned right away instantly. He's very sharp, very smart dog. The sound and the scent of that rattler, man. He would not walk down that trail where those rattlers were. Yeah, they had a baby one, and yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm always thinking on business. Can we do that with realtors? Can we train realtors to go exactly to the house that they're going to be selling?
I love that.
And the answer is yes. We can.
The answer is yes.
Title Toolbox can allow you to go after these houses that they really going to sell now.
Yes.
That's called
exactly
next sellers, most likely to sell, right? Just pure analytics.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm always thinking on business.
No, that's a great. I love it that you were able to tie that into the dog story.
Yeah.
Hey, we have to tell stories to connect, right? And that's how it all comes back. And and I have different different guests on the show. I had an NFL quarterback, people in boxing, but everybody has to have a place to live, and more than likely you've come across title at some point, right?
Absolutely. And not only title, how to protect your investments.
Exactly, how to protect your investments. I like that. Hey, so what do you got on the schedule? You got a lot of engagements coming up. I know you're like booked almost every day now.
I do around 2 to 3 trainings a day for the reps of the company, plus my trainings that I do for my clients. I still do title. I'm still a title rep, and I will refuse to leave my area. I will never stop being a title rep because thanks to that, I know exactly what you need as a title rep. Same thing that I need, I know you're gonna need it. So that's gonna help me not to lose track of the field, to understand the field. And so I do a lot of trainings. I'm doing trainings also on Saturdays now. We started doing trainings because we were so booked that I decided to start on Saturdays now. So
Wow.
it's 6 days a week. We're gonna go back to the Zoom trainings on Fridays.
Okay.
Starting next week, we're gonna start with Zoom. We're gonna do 2 trainings every Friday, and I
Oh.
speak Spanish, so it's gonna be first is gonna be in English, second is gonna be in Spanish.
Oh, wow, that's great, man. So you're gonna have two meetings. So folks, yeah. If you guys haven't heard, because I've been talking about this on the podcast, we're gonna be inviting you guys out, sending you guys the links. We'll be posting those up every Friday, just about every Friday, right, Jorge?
Yeah, pretty much. It's gonna be every Friday now. We're back to every Friday. I stopped for a little bit. My dad is sick, so I needed to take care of some personal affairs. But we're back. We're back in a week. Not this week, but following week we're gonna start. And again, it's gonna be the 9 o'clock and the 11 o'clock. It's gonna be English and then Spanish.
That's awesome, man. That's great. So English and Spanish, 9 and 11 on Fridays. If you're an agent out there and you want a little bit more direction, you want to sharpen your tools, you'll want to jump on. And I'm gonna share those links with you every Friday, live with Jorge Mesa over Zoom. This is a great educator, man, who will really help you. Along with myself, I'm here for you, but I want to make sure that you also understand that you have the support of the great Jorge Mesa here as well.
Hey, Corey, can we talk about how easy it is to do real estate now?
Yeah. How easy is it?
Let me show you this. You know what's this, Corey?
Looks like a leather toiletry bag.
This was my first phone.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
When
you had one of those?
This was my first phone.
Damn.
It's a battery. It's so heavy. I mean, I was like big time when we started getting these phones, because before that, it was just the beeper, the pager. That's it. That's the only thing we have.
Yeah.
Pagers. So I'm looking for my pager. I have a collection of all my phones, the Brick.
Oh my God.
My BlackBerry that I used to love.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I have my pager, my first pager. It was just crazy how difficult it was to do title and real estate. There was no technology. There was nothing. I mean, remember when we used to call calling? Cold calling for realtors was really cold, because title companies, they used to give you a number and you don't even know who you're calling.
Yeah. You
don't know if you're calling a renter or an owner. You don't know nothing. That's why it's called cold calling, because it was cold. Man, you guys can get those farmings through PCT Title Toolbox. Of course, it's the premium version. And you get all the information. You know if they're in default. You know if they're late on taxes. You know everything. There's no privacy anymore. It's so easy to do real estate now. It's so easy to make money as a realtor now compared to years and years ago.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that realtors don't see. These new generations, they don't see it. They're so used to get a phone, and it's a smartphone. These phones were not even smart. There was nothing smart about this. It was just to make a phone call and a text, and that's it. Nothing else. I mean, this is what we call the Brick. So heavy. I mean, it was a good thing, because you're not in a good area. You can use this as a weapon. You can start hitting people too.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
that's hilarious.
Crazy. Now, I love antiques. That's one thing you don't know about me. I love to collect antiques. On Sundays, I go to these antique stores here in the LA area.
Oh, really?
And I just purchased a note from 1908.
No way.
Do you want to guess the interest on that note?
I have no idea.
It was a note from Wells Fargo Bank. It was 6.8%.
Wow, that's like right now.
So
yeah,
rates are good. I mean, people were buying houses 100 years ago at that rate,
and we were right back where we were before, right? So, we'll be okay. No, that's all. One of the questions that did come in was, what do you recommend for the agents to pursue the need to sell clients? Now, we kind of already went over that.
Well, need to sell. We forgot one little portion, one segment that it's a real good one. That it's pre-foreclosures. You want to go after pre-foreclosures, NODs and trustee sales. those are the ones that they really need to sell. Because tell me one thing that you and me we like, Corey.
Money.
You love music. You like this
Oh,
and that. But
music.
you and me,
Music. Yeah.
no, you and me we like money. You hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
Tell me one thing that we dislike. We don't like to lose money, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? These NODs and trustee sales, if they don't sell, they can lose money because now they have equity. You're not talking about your short sales from 2008, 9, 10. No, you're talking about properties with an NOD or trustee sale with equity. And that's a huge problem because the lenders can take 20% of that equity by law. They can use 20% of that equity to pay, for trustee sales, attorneys, this and that.
Right.
If you want to use the average equity on LA County right now is $200,000. So if you don't do nothing, they foreclose on your house, you're gonna lose $40,000 just like that.
Right.
And if you don't think they're taking 20%, you're in for a big surprise. Who's a trustee? It's an attorney. Attorneys they get involved on these sales, on these pre-foreclosures. So they make around $450 to $550 an hour. So do the math, Corey. 3 to 6 months late, 3 months of NOD, 20 months of trustee sale. If they don't extend it, that's a lot of money. You're gonna lose a lot of money. So that's why there's agents, and that's what we're gonna be talking on these pre-foreclosures through the PCT Title Toolbox. We're gonna show you how you can access the premium, but also to understand why there's a need to sell. I'm from the why school. I remember when I started on title, my first title officer was Alex Rodriguez, and it was not the baseball player. Some Cuban guy that I love to death. I don't think he's doing title anymore. And he trained me. And he told me, you always ask questions. Always be from the why school. So I learned that. And every time, I call your wife all the time. And I'm always asking why. Why? I'm running and many times it's not even related to a transaction, but it's more for me to understand. So understanding why they need to sell, that's key. That's key. I know you mastered that one, Corey. Everybody should approach Corey and just do a little training on why they need to sell, why there's a need to sell. And pretty much it's because you don't want these homeowners to lose money. If they don't sell, they're going to lose money. And that's not the end of the bad news. When I said they're going to lose around $40,000, there's more money to be lost through the claim. You need to put a claim into that money. Most likely, you're going to have to hire an attorney or paralegal to put a claim into the money. They cap at 10%. So 10% of 160, because you lost 40, that's $16,000. That's more money that you're going to be losing. So it's about helping these families to lose less money or not, make sure that they don't lose money. And how can they stop losing money? Selling the house through you.
Right.
So that's a need to sell. That's a huge need to sell. Because again, nobody likes to lose money, right, Corey?
Nope. Nobody so pre-foreclosures. So that is that going to be one of is that your next class that you're doing the Zoom on?
We're going to do the PCT Title Toolbox. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's going to be the next one.
All right. And is that going to be this Friday or
no, the following Friday.
The following Friday. Okay. I got to make sure that.
And we're going to do the first hour in English. The second class is going to be in Spanish.
I love that. That's awesome. Okay.
I still have an accent after all these years. Can't stop that one.
And it's part of your character, man. It's you wouldn't be you without it. I think that's why people love you. You want to hear something
funny?
Yeah.
When I do these trainings live, I can see people when I talk, they kind of close their eyes, like trying to understand. I always wonder if you close your eyes, my accent gets better because they go like. So I don't know if that's. I've always wondered. Next time I'm going to ask.
That's funny, man. Now I want to be looking at people.
But that's going to be our next training. It's all about if you don't lease, you don't last. More than ever. You know that lawsuit with NARD right now?
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Well, I have the solution. Just get listings. Get listings. Who
Go
cares?
after listings. Yeah.
Just get listings and your problem is solved.
That's right. And I always say too, right? I think you mentioned in your text today, was it today or over the weekend? You said something about it's not out there. I've used this before here. I tell my agents, the business isn't out there. It's right here under your nose,
Mhm.
right? And you really have access. I mean, literally, you have access to this stuff in the palm of your hand, in your pocket, in this wonderful, amazing device right here, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
you have access to all this stuff right here on your phone. I mean, you got the PCT title toolbox, you got PCT instant profile, you got Agent One. You have some really, really incredible resources here at Pacific Coast Title Company. If you guys need anything this week, you guys know how to reach me. Open at CoreyTitleRep.com, 626-392-7993. Don't forget to jump on the website and book an appointment with us. And I can actually I could book you and come out, right?
Absolutely.
Man, how do you stay? I mean, what do you do, man? How do you keep your sanity? You have so much going on, man. Like, how do you relax, man? Like, what do you do? I know you go to Spain for like a month or something like that every year.
Every year I go to Spain on March. Unfortunately, this year I couldn't go because my dad is very sick, so I couldn't travel. But but even when I go to Spain, I work. I have a little desk with a computer, and I work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, this is not work for me, Corey. This is my life. This is everything to me. Uh, the reps for this company are not just my reps. I really care, and I sometimes I can let my emotions run the show, right? Because I really care about you guys. I care about the company. I care about my clients. I don't care about if you give me title or not. I'm wired different. For me, it's not about title. Title is just a consequence of what I'm gonna do. I worry about realtors being successful. I don't care if you have an open order with somebody else. You're having a hard time. Just give me a call. More than happy to help, right, Corey? We have you have a Liz at the office who can. I think thanks to Liz, I close an extra. I'm gonna say 15 to 20% more deals that other companies couldn't do, files that they couldn't do, and she found a way to legally to close these transactions. So we have a good team. It's a great team. Again, it's not a perfect company, Corey. Don't get me wrong. There's not a perfect company. I just choose Pacifico's title to be my perfect company. That's my choice. I'm choosing this to be my perfect company. Do we have problems? Like any other title company. I wish I can tell you no, there's no problems. Any title company, there's problems. There's always going to be problems, but that's what we're here to fix, to solve those problems.
I have Liz on the comment thread. She says that you owe her some commission. No, just kidding. I just made that up.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
But
So
right.
no, yeah, man. That's and that's true. That just goes back to the saying, with all the support, we're the face of it. We're out, in the trenches, but we got an amazing staff inside. We owe all of our success, most of it, to the internal staff here at PCT. We have an amazing group of people. So I want to shout out to all the crew over here at PCT. So what's on the agenda for today? You got more gigs?
I have a 1 o'clock training and a 3 o'clock training here in Downey for my clients. Mondays and Tuesdays I train my area for my clients. Wednesdays and Thursdays I train for the reps on the company. And Fridays is gonna be Zoom now, back to Zoom. Trying to stay in the office on Fridays. And you asked me how I do it. Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
You promise you're not gonna say anything to nobody? Promise, pinky promise. I'm a pretty dumb guy. I was never that smart. I was never that smart. I was never that bright in school, nothing like that. But I understood that, and I said, okay, I'm not that smart, but if I'm organized, if I create a structure for everything that I do, guess what? I'm gonna look smart. So that's what I did. I created a structure on everything. Everything for me is so structured. You remember you said you go to Spain on March.
Mhm.
I'm so structured. So I create a routine for everything that I always leave the same day, March 1st. Always.
Really?
It
Wow.
doesn't fail. March 1st, that's why I need to take. A couple years ago, it cost me, I think, like $300-$400 more because that date was more expensive. I don't care. That's the day that I go. So it was hard for me to break my routine, even on my how I travel. I go to
Yeah.
the same place all the time. I'm a routine guy. Well, guess what? I look like I was born in Spain because I get to the airport in Madrid and I can get to Salamanca and take the freeways and all that like I was there, like I was living
Yeah.
there.
Right.
That's my structure. That's my routine. Years and
Wow.
years and years of doing the same thing. So you don't need to be that smart to create a routine. You don't need to be that smart
Right.
to make 350, 400,000. We have a training that we're gonna do. I think it's in 2 weeks. That is called "How to Pick Up 20 Listings in a Year,"
Mm. I
and
was going
it's
to ask you about
based
that.
on a routine. It's just a
Mm.
routine, a
Yeah.
simple equation. Create a routine, and if you follow that routine, you will pick up 20 listings minimum a year, and that's right
20
now.
listings.
Yeah, it's just a simple
Wow.
equation
Yeah.
based on a farm area. You do your touches. We're gonna teach you how can you do touches using PCT Title Toolbox. You
Mm.
start doing all your touches through PCT Title Toolbox. What's a touch? Could be a phone call, could be a door knock, could be a text, could be an
Mhm.
email, social
Mhm.
media, open house. There's multiple ways to touch people. So that's what we're gonna teach you. How you're gonna do those touches using PCT Title Toolbox, your farm area, specific area. And we need to understand the difference between farming and prospecting. Prospecting is a huge list that you get and you start door knocking the whole city of Downey. That's prospecting. You're never gonna go back to record number one.
Mm.
Farming is a very specific area that you're gonna split in 4 different weeks, and every month you're gonna be touching those homeowners every single month. That's
Mm.
farming. So you can do that. You can master that through PCT Title Toolbox.
Love it. So
That's
that's
coming in 2 weeks.
how to pick up 20 listings in a year with
Correct.
Jorge Mesa. You got to let me know when you're doing that for sure, because that's definitely a great one. I want to make sure we invite some people,
Absolutely.
and that's going to be over Zoom, right? I have a comment here
It's
from an agent, Adriana. She says, "Great information. Thank you, Corey and Jorge. Interested in NOD farming." Now that would be the pre-foreclosure class, right? That we should,
correct. Hmm.
right? So you definitely want to jump on that Zoom training, Adriana. We'll get you the link for that. Wow. Well, that was a really good. This is a great podcast, man. I'm gonna have my AI bot chop up this podcast, and we're gonna send out some clips of this because there's a lot of great pearls here.
Can they
So
put more hair?
I could, man.
More hair and some less wrinkles.
No, man, you look great, man. You look fantastic, man. I love the way you always have really good style. I love the little flower. What do they call that? A boutonniere?
Lapel. Yeah,
Lapel?
flower.
Okay.
Lapel.
Yeah, I might steal that idea from you. That fashion style. I love it, man.
Just do me a favor.
Yeah.
The day that I die, you make sure everybody wears one. Okay? That's it.
Oh
That's
man,
one
don't
thing I
say
want.
that, man. I don't want to think
Hey,
about that.
one day will that will
Oh,
happen.
that's true. That
One
I mean,
day.
hey, we're all gonna go someday,
Mhm.
But and going back to you said something about well, you were talking about how you don't do it for the money, right? You do it for the because you really truly have that passion to help agents, and I was watching, I think it was a podcast or something, and then there was some really sharp gentleman, I don't know who he was. I think he was a writer or something. He said something about success is attaining a fulfillment by doing what you love to do every day. And so I really see that, that's something that kind of philosophy, the way you do it every day. Cause you're not doing it for money. You're
I
highly
don't do it.
successful,
I don't do it for money.
man. No.
And it's not that I have money or not. It's just I don't think in terms of money. For me, money is just an instrument. I don't understand money. It's just I work with passion, and sometimes that could be bad too. I mean,
Yeah.
you're part of my masterminds on Friday for the reps, and sometimes I show that passion, but it's just because I care.
Yeah. I see that's kind of like one of the attributes in the way you speak is that you're not all like, what's that guy's name? Tony Robbins, you're not all fluffy. You kind of grab people and kind of smack them around a little bit and you say, "Hey, this is what you got to do." You know? I mean, it's true that, you speak with passion and so continue doing what you do. We love you and see, I got another comment here. Hello, Corey and Jorge. I agree, always looking sharp. Congrats on your success. That's from that's from Lupe Trio. Yeah.
Repeat that.
So yeah, yes. So yeah, so I love it, man. I love everything that you do, man. We don't get we don't get a lot of time to sit and chat. I wish I would be more better at that. But to be honest, I had hesitated to really kind of get you on the podcast. I know how busy you are. And
Never for you. Never for you.
So
Remember,
I would
it's
love
all about
I would love it,
structuring
man. If
everything.
let's continue to do this, man. I want to try to get you on, quarterly or something, and just keep it going. Like I have
Anytime you want.
Oh, that's wonderful, man. That's wonderful. So we're going to continue to build up the Friday Zooms. If you're an agent out there, whether you're struggling, you're successful, because even successful agents, even they might have team members. And I always say this, maybe they don't want to be schooled, but they want for their team members to be educated and be on top of their game. Have them jump on. Are we going to be doing those? Are you going to be doing those in person at all anytime soon, or is that going to be just over Zoom?
Well, no, we do in person. I mean,
In person.
if anybody wants us to go to their office, we can go to their office. I will go to San Diego. I will go to Oxnard. Just set up a training with Corey.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Oh, man,
And I don't care if it's
awesome.
one
Thank you.
agent or 100 agents, Corey. And if they don't have the room, guess what? We have a beautiful room at corporate in Glendale. We can sit over 100 agents. So anybody wants to create a training for their office and they want to move it to our office, more than happy to have everybody at our office in Glendale.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. I love it. Well, we're going to be doing that. So I'm going to continue to invite people out and also encourage people. I've just set up Google changed their calendar out there now, and they allow other people to jump on your. I have Jerry, our PCT marketing guy. He updated my website. That's www.coreytitlerep.com. You can see the ticker here. On that website, there's an orange button that says book appointment. It takes you right into my Google Calendar. You can book a date and request it. Give me a couple dates and say, hey, I want to get Jorge to come out. You get 2 for 1. Yours truly will bring Jorge out to your office, and trust me, you will go away learning something that day. Trust me. We couldn't share everything today, but we're going to have Jorge on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get a little schedule going. He's a very scheduled guy. You're very, you got a lot of stuff going on your calendar. So we'll calendar in some dates to continue having you on, but let's get some trainings booked. So feel free to reach out 626-392-7993, open at CoreyTitleRep.com, and we'll get some trainings booked. Any closing words for today? Any last, words of wisdom, some pearls that you want to share with real estate agents out there who might be struggling or just jumping on?
Don't listen to a lot of these podcasts, to these trainings that they're piggy banking from NARD, this and that. They're trying to sell you a new program, a new product, this and that. It's pretty simple. The solution is right in front of you guys, and it's called get listings. Get listings. And I'm sorry, you get the listing, you're not gonna struggle. Never. I don't even care what kind of market you have. Buyer's market, seller's market, who cares? You get a listing, you have a piece of the pie. It's easy to get listings. If you don't trust me, don't miss that training in 2 weeks, how to pick up 20 listings in a year.
You guys heard it. One last one last question, Jorge. What should a title rep who's out there maybe struggling with the company that they're with, why should they come over to PCT and work with us?
I mean, all title companies are great companies. I have nothing bad to say about any title company, but it lies with upper management, with our in-house underwriter. I mean, Liz. You don't need to. And I'm not gonna say the last title company that I worked, but every time that I was going to underwriting, I knew it was a dead deal because 2-3 weeks later, that's when I get the answer. So here we get an answer, a yes or a no, right away, pretty much on the same day. That's one. Second, like I said, management. You have your managers that they go and they train for you. They go to their offices, and it's not about how to read and understand a prelim. That's an easy one to do. It's how you're gonna pick up listings. How you're gonna help these agents to get listings. You know, the title reps, we get this email in the morning saying so and so got a new listing, and a lot of our title reps they send, "Hey, congrats on your listing. Can I get your prelim?" I don't do that. I think that's cheesy. I don't think that's good. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna show you how to pick up listings. So again, we can go to offices, we can do trainings, we can give you all the knowledge that you will need to pick up listings, and that's what we do with our reps. We train our reps to do trainings, but not everybody can train. Let's be all honest. We have reps that have years working with us, and they're not good training, but we go and train for them. But that's the key, and trainings that they make sense with this market that we have right now. Need to sell, wanna sell, how to pick up 20 listings, pre-foreclosures, how to read and understand a living trust as an agent, what you need to know, stuff that they're gonna be good when you go and pick up that listing, what I need to do. So that's, I think that's a huge advantage that you will have as a title rep working for Pacific Coast Title.
Well said. Love it. Jorge, thank you so much, man, for jumping on with us today. I know you got a big schedule today. We'll get you back on. I appreciate you, man. Love you. Prayers out to your father.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you soon, man. I mean, pretty much, you know,
anytime you want, Corey. I'm open for you. Anytime you want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Great podcast, Jorge.
Thank you, Corey.
My best, brother.
I'm
Let me know whenever you want, okay?
Bye.